I had all the best intentions in the world to make our bed for you, but their Royal Highnesses are sleeping like angels there, so there's no way in hell I'm going to disturb them to make our bed just for you. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is a video that I wanted to do for the longest time, and now that I'm having my holiday week and I can wear two different eyeballs and nobody's going to notice, is probably the perfect time for us to do this video before the ball starts rolling again next year, and again I will not have time to do this video. So I have been wanting to compare the two multichromes that Pat McGrath has released in her latest two Mothership installments. So what's the story with the two multichromes? Why do I want to compare them? Pat McGrath released her first multichrome eyeshadow last year in her second installment of the Divine Rose series. This is the Divine Rose 2 palette, and the shade in question is this one over here, which you can very nicely see in the reflection of the mirror here that it shifts from a hot magenta pink to a forest green, and in certain lighting it almost looks a little bit lime green. So this shade over here is what people call her special shades. So this corner here always contains eyeshadows with a different formula. They're baked into the pan, they are somewhat drier sometimes, they're very glittery, they're very smooth, they're not like your regular metallic eyeshadow. And one of the reasons I loved VR Sextraterrestrial, that is the name of this eyeshadow, is because of its VR formula. So let's just quickly swatch it over here. It is a silky smooth eyeshadow that goes so easily on the eye, and you can blend it out to like a one and done look and just have the best time using this eyeshadow. And that was one of the reasons why I personally really loved this eyeshadow and this formula. I had tried multichrome eyeshadows from indie companies way back when they had them in a loose eyeshadow form. They were quite difficult to work with, and I really struggled to incorporate them into looks. I couldn't really blend them out because if I blended them out, the black base underneath them would start to come through very prominently, and it just wasn't a look that I was going for. So when Pat McGrath released VR Sextraterrestrial, I was like, okay, finally a multichrome that I can get on board with. Something that doesn't have an ultra dark base, but still has those beautiful jewel tones shifts to it. And then this year she released the Utopian Dream palette, and one of the most exciting things about Utopian Dream was that it contains another multichrome shade. Now, already from the images it had become abundantly clear that this is not going to be one of her special shades, even though it is positioned in her special corner over here. Because as you can see, this comes in one of her regular metal pans. So this is just a regular metallic eyeshadow, which I don't know whether you can see has somewhat similar shifts to it, but in every way it is warmer in tone. So while VR Sextraterrestrial has a cooler pink and a cooler green shift, this one has a much warmer tone to it. And as you can see, it does deliver a more metallic finish, I think, compared to VR Sextraterrestrial. The shift on this one is more of a like lime green with a bronzy red, mostly like reddish coral shift to it. So this is the new shade. This is VR Sextreme, which I personally find to be a little bit misleading. I don't like that she calls a shade that is not a VR. So that was my first issue with this eyeshadow. Now, when you look at the two shades, you can clearly tell that this shade has a much more subtle metallic finish compared to this shade, which is why I think she chose to make VR Sextreme in her metallic formula, because it will deliver more punch. But for whatever reason, when I wore VR Sextreme the few times that I did, I had the impression that that eyeshadow just didn't wear in the same way that VR Sextraterrestrial did, and it just left me a little bit in doubt whether I enjoyed as much as her first multichrome. So I always wanted to do this comparison video where I put one on one of my eyes, the other one on my other eye, and then I wear them throughout the day, and I can also compare a little bit the shifts and which one I like better and which one looks better on the eye. Because the way I usually wear these multichromatic shades is just as one and done eyeshadows. So I will put them on the lid, I will blend them out, I will put something in my inner corner at the very best, and that's it. So what I would like to do now is I'm going to apply both of these shades just with my fingers all over my lid, And then for my crease, I'm going to use basically the same brush because I have two of them. I can use the same brush. This is the Zoeva 227 Luxe Crease Eye Brush. So we're basically going to use the same brush for the whole makeup application process, just so we have a better, you know, the best chance of comparing these two if we have done everything else in the exact same way. I have primed my eyelids as I usually would, which is with my MAC 24 Extend eye base. And then I'm going to, like I said, put these on my eyes, I'm going to blend them out, and then just on the moving part of my lid I'm also going to add a bit of glitter glue so that I can intensify the color on the lid and bring out the shift a bit more strongly. Let's start with VR Sextreme from the Utopian Dream palette, and I'm going to do that on my left eye. So I'm going to take a bit of this shade just on my finger. I'm going to smoosh it here all over my lid. And then I'm going to take the brush and I'm going to start bringing it into my crease. And at this point, I'm also going to dip the brush a little bit into the eyeshadow itself so that I can intensify here the crease and then I can blend upwards. And something I've said before about Pet's eyeshadows is that they are incredibly versatile, so metallic shades and especially her Blitz and VR shades are extremely easy to blend out through your crease, even though they're technically like more shimmery formulas and wouldn't be everyone's first choice to blend through the crease. But I just find that they look quite flattering and I don't have the need to apply a transition matte shade. We're going now into our second multichrome, which is the Divine Rose 2 VR Sextraterrestrial shade. I'm going to repeat the process. And again, I'm going to take a little bit on a brush. I've taken the clean new Zoeva brush and I'm going to start blending VR Sextraterrestrial out. So one thing that I find very interesting now that they are on my eyes, I can see the difference between them, but I also think they're extremely similar. For sure, the shift on VR Sextraterrestrial leans much more of a magenta pink, whereas this one is much more of like a coral fiery red pink. But they are very similar. This one, for me personally, definitely leans that like earthy olive tone, and this side has a more like forest green tone, almost like a grayish green tone, which makes it cooler toned. Now the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of intensifies, and we're going to use intensifies to put a little bit here in the inner portion of the lid and just here towards the center. I'm not going to put it all over because I want to see how this is going to behave around the crease area, because I felt like last time the VR Sextreme shade started fading on me. And I'm also going to apply the tiniest bit of intensifies on my lower lashes because I want to apply the multichromes there as well. And I'm just going to put something in my inner corner just to brighten up, but that's almost irrelevant to this look. So I am back. I have a little bit of an up close here for you to show you how the two eyeshadows are looking. So I'm just going to slowly turn my head both ways so that you can see how these are looking. We are now mostly talking about natural lighting. I haven't cranked up my ring light too much. This is now with the ring light a little bit more intense. VR Sextraterrestrial, and on this side we have VR Sextreme. And now I think for the best part, I have my camera light over here and I want to shine an artificial light on both of these so that you can see the gorgeous shifts a little bit better. Oh, there we are. So here is VR Sextraterrestrial in its full multichromatic glory. You know what, I'm trying my best here, but I can't get the green shift in this shade to show up as easily as the one in VR Sextraterrestrial does. Look, I shine a light on this and this is green. And then here... Okay, let's see. I'm really struggling, you guys. I hate multichromes. Oh, maybe a little bit here. It's interesting though that I am struggling a little bit to get the multichrome of Sextreme to show up. I feel like the metallic sheen of the coral red is very intense, but the actual multichrome effect is maybe not as strong as the one from Sextraterrestrial. Oh, these multichromes really are a nightmare to do videos on. But I'm going to see how these wear throughout the day now, so I will come back at some point just to show you how the wear looks like. I feel like I still stick to my original opinion that I like VR Sextraterrestrial just a bit more than I like VR Sextreme. And I don't know why, because theoretically, look how much shinier Sextreme is compared to Sextraterrestrial. And when you swatch it on your hand, I feel like the shifts on Sextreme are also much more intense. But on the eye, for whatever reason, I have the feeling that this is more multichromatic than this. I don't know. Am I crazy? Okay, ladies and gents, it is about 3.5 hours since I applied the makeup. I didn't really expect it to start fading already 3 hours later, but now it's just a convenient time for me to do a little bit of a check-in with you. And the lip gloss is gone, and I have a sweater that really doesn't fit the rest of the makeup, but who cares? We're just here for the update on the eye look. Like I said, so far I haven't really noticed any fading on either side, especially not on the side of Sextreme, because that is the eyeshadow that I felt like last time started fading on me, but it was later on throughout the day. So I'm going to continue to observe this. If I can, I will definitely come back for another check-in with you, just to show you how the eyeshadows are looking quite a few hours into the day. But I did want to come back and tell you something. So I looked at myself in every possible mirror in the house that you can think of, in every possible lighting, and I kept seeing the duochrome shift on VR Sextraterrestrial here so much more brightly and obviously than the one on Sextreme. The one on Sextreme is still there, but it is not as vibrant and as pronounced. And then, just to make sure that I'm not crazy, I went to my husband and I was like, which eye do you like better? I didn't tell him I was wearing different eyeshadows. I didn't tell him I didn't give him any information that would bias his choice either way. Oh, hello, Ramona. Hey, sweetheart. Did you come to join us, my love? Did you come to join us, my little cow? Oh, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. Oh, I love you too. I love you too. Anyway, to go back to what I was saying about my husband's choice, I just let him choose which eye he preferred, and he chose for Sextraterrestrial. He said, oh wow, on that side I can see magic, and on that side, meh, not so much. He said that he could see something on the side of Sextreme as well. It was also, you know, shifting. But he said, and I quote, whoa, that's magical, when he looked at Sextraterrestrial, when I was shifting my face in the light. So... So here we've got Sextreme, and here we've got VR Sextraterrestrial. I will say though, I do love both eyeshadows. I think I'm going to wear them as like one and done eyeshadows a lot, and it's already what I've been doing with VR Sextraterrestrial. There is a huge dent in that eyeshadow for a good reason, because I really love to wear it as a one and done, because it always mesmerizes me how just one shade can take on so many different hues. And while Sextreme doesn't have that same magical power, unfortunately, it does still have the advantage of having tones that I like just slightly more than the one from Sextraterrestrial. I just like that coppery fire shift over that murky olive base so much. So, hello. I might not have the energy to come back later, so we're doing the last update now. It is about 8-9 hours after I applied the eyeshadow. I think something that is on me, I was a little bit too stingy with the amount of MAC eyeshadow primer that I applied on my eyelids today. I was experimenting to see if I can use less to you know, minimize the amount of primer that I have to use, because I'm a Scrooge. but no, I can't because it's 8 hours later, and both of these eyeshadows are starting to crease, which is very unlike my MAC eyeshadow primer. Usually it takes about 10 to 12 before it really starts to crease. However, you can see that the amount of creasage is about the same, like there's starting to be some gathering in my crease. So I finally figured out what is going on with this eyeshadow that made me think last time that it was fading on me. It wasn't fading, it's just that that murky base color somehow blends with my skin in certain light and it looks like a dark shadow instead of an actual eyeshadow. So it seems like there's nothing on my lid, but there is product on my lid. Let's zoom out for the outer part of this video. So I think you see the direction of my final verdict. I tend to still prefer the VR formula of Sextraterrestrial a bit more than the metallic formula of Sextreme, because I just feel like it delivers more punch in the multichromatic shifts. And I don't know whether that's because of the specific multichrome that Sextreme is, or because of the formula, but for whatever reason I just prefer Sextraterrestrial a bit more. The whole point of wearing that eyeshadow is that you're going to stand in a different light, you're going to stand in front of the window, and you're going to stand in artificial lighting in the bathroom, you're going to turn left and right, and you're going to see something happening on your eyelids. And for me, when I do that with Sextraterrestrial, I see it very easily, whereas with Sextreme I'm struggling a little bit to see all of those shifts. I have to turn my head in angles that I don't think I can turn them, unless I am, what's her name from The Exorcist, the little girl. Yeah, I just cannot turn my head that far. But I also don't want to make it sound like I hate Sextreme. Not at all. I still really like that shade. I'm going to wear it. I'm going to maybe try to layer it with something like, what was the shade? Something Envy from Midnight Sun. Then have that coppery red fiery overlay on it. I would be very interested to see how that looks like. But because both of these are metallic shades, you know, it's not like layering is something that immediately occurs to me. I usually layer her special formulas with her regular formulas, so I don't know what would happen if I would layer this over top of the other metallic shade. We might, you know, just experiment and find out. It's pretty late and I'm trying to think whether I'm forgetting to tell you something. I don't think so, but maybe check out my description box just in case I forgot to say something in this video that I was planning on saying in the outro portion of it. And if not, then that was pretty much it. Let me know what you guys thought. I'm very curious how this translated on camera. If you have both palettes, let me know which one you prefer. Yeah, let's just have a discussion about it. I'm curious whether people would agree with me, disagree with me, or feel equally in love with both eyeshadows. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye and good night.